All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of our podcast. I think if you're watching this, it's probably that you've seen that our name has changed. I think we probably also need to talk about that. So if you're watching this is a new year. We are now miles apart in the common room. I think somebody else is going to talk about how we got to this after a lot of like chatting with ChatGPT. But welcome. And today we're just talking about how last year went and then what the plans are for each person for the next year. So we really hope you enjoyed this episode. So let's get into it. So why are we what we are?
Let's have it.
Why are we what we are? Why did we change our name?
I think Samuel is in the best position to explain that. I didn't come up with his name. To be just for the record.
Who came up with it? Anyways, it doesn't
I'm not
matter.
even sure.
Why did we change our name?
I don't know. All thanks to ChatGPT and like the collaboration and the teamwork. It's very much appreciated. It was a lot of brainstorming sessions. We said, okay, scratch that. Anyway, what had happened was we recorded a video, launched it, like posted it. And I was like, you know what, let me try to see what other people are seeing. And then I said, and we're dragging insights. Actually, we were to be found. We had one account that was tripod. So two guys, they have a number, like a really nice number of followers working for them. But then we had more videos of tripods itself, the tripod. And that's really
the part where our stupidity comes to mind, because we didn't think of the fact that
I did not. I don't think we consider the fact that we're actually going to be dragging SEO with
an
tripod
animate object.
And I kept scrolling, trying to see if by mistake I would scroll on, I'll find out we're nowhere to be found. I was like, okay. And then I think at that point, Israel already called it out initially, but we kind of just said, oh, it's a cute name, it's a cool name, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we then started to play around, figure out where we can, bring the dish stands. We are three guys, three different cultures, three different places, with the same background, with the same, we came, in a way, actually, we were in the same place for a long period of time, in the same area anyway. And so now we are miles apart. How do we do it? And so we started by brainstorming, working on the distance or leveraging the distance.
We consulted ChatGPT and then we found the name.
We hired a consultant, and consultant came in and helped with our branding and our values. Thank you, ChatGPT. And
we're just crafting the story behind it now. We are legit actually just crafting. I mean, technically, so here's the story. Here's the brand story for the future. It's more like
no brand story.
No, I mean the brand story is that like when we're in uni, we have these places called common room, right? Which is where like people come to like watch matches, do whatever, all those kind of things. And then there was also like, now we are miles apart, right? So miles apart, but still having to have that common room where we chat and then we have fun together and then we talk about our experiences, which is the brand story.
You know what's wild? What's wild is in my own hostel, we didn't have a common room.
What
I think
hostel?
some hostel did. Ocean House.
Oh, no, this is OAU now. It's not Fego, it's
We're talking
OAU.
about OAU. Oh,
yeah.
When you guys talk about miles apart in the common room, actually, the common room you're referring to is the one in OAU.
Yes,
really?
There was no common room in Fego. Was there a common room in Fego?
I think it's
No, there was nothing like common room in Fego.
Someone had common room. So Israel, the common room was those rooms that were at that were sharing boundaries with the restrooms. That was the common room.
Yes.
It was never used. We always just eat stuff.
They cook inside.
Yes, that was
that they cook a bear, whatever that thing is, like a bebe. I remember
that was the common room. Yeah, those
are the common rooms. Yeah,
that was what I thought. I thought this was actually about that, not about.
That was what I thought. Sure.
I thought it was about OAU, anyways. No, so we don't used to have conversation in Ocean House or whatever those common rooms, right?
We don't.
Yeah, so the common room that we had was in OAU where people watch football, which was close to the buttery. Yeah. Do you get?
I hated those common rooms anyway. But let's proceed.
So, but I hated the
entire
experience.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, good name. What are we talking about today, guys?
Yeah, so I think it's like I was last year for everybody. Like,
Oh.
this is just probably going to be a short one. But like, what was last year for you? Like,
How
how
many
was
looks
last year
excited
for
to
you?
talk about last year? I think
Yeah,
you
so I
should
think
start.
you should talk about it.
I'm actually, I just thought that if I made that smile, you people would think I have something to say and you would give me, and you did. So
Emotional
thank you very much.
blackmail.
I did not see anything. You guys got
Just go
blackmailed.
ahead.
Blackmail.
If it
I
makes you
didn't say
feel
anything.
good.
I think last year, this last year had like a lot of its own drama. For me, like personal life, obviously, like I changed career like twice. Last year, or at least I changed jobs ish. I lived multiple lives last year. I moved out last year and I started on myself. So that was that. I traveled for the first time outside of somewhere that wasn't for work or anything
Nice.
last year. But I think that in all of this, there were more like cultural moments that just made me crack up at how the year went.
Mm-hmm.
We had like obviously the US election. We had like Luigi Mangione and the media's obsession with making him look like a.
I'm not sure
sexy
Michael
guy.
knows who that is.
Do you know who this is, Michael?
Do you know the way you just said it now is a very American way to say things. The way Americans say things as if what's happening in their country is happening. Like we don't care. Like we don't know what.
Like we don't know.
Like
I know anyways.
somebody
But
makes a tweet, like a British person makes a tweet, and then somebody say, "This is our tax cannot be paying for this." We're not in the same country. Like,
so our tax cannot be paid for. I mean, obviously, like people in the state are so self-absorbed that they think
so
the world
like,
revolves around.
yeah, like we're not even in the same country. But
Yeah.
Because I know that's
I cannot say so much right now because
just go ahead. That's the murderer of the LTV. Yeah, I'm going to say the way it is.
Hopefully, YouTube doesn't ban us with
because he said murderer.
Yeah. Like more like but anyways, continue.
What word are we supposed to use? Should I mention synonyms or that's not acceptable?
Just continue anyways. I don't think they
because go ahead, Samuel. We'll probably talk about that because I totally get what you're saying about the media doing what they're doing, which is very sad. But go ahead.
Yeah. So we have that, and then we had like Taylor Swift moment. Like there were just a lot of like pop cultures. But the part for me that was interesting is the fact that I have to.
I don't know why he's laughing.
Michael is so like, what is Taylor Swift?
No, because that's exactly the thing. I was lost, but you go somewhere and everybody's talking about this and talking about, and I was like, okay, like what's all this about? And so
I'm writing down my questions. So go ahead.
I think that last year was a year of like assimilation for me. It was like I was gradually getting sucked into the system, and some of it was fun, some of it wasn't. I saw capitalism stare at me in the face and like like punch me, knock me out, things like that. But yeah, like personally, it was a journey for me. I had a lot of roller coasters, like I went through a lot of heartbreaks, and I was not even in a relationship. But anyway, that's it.
Do you want to dig in there?
I was about to say that you want to dig into Samuel's.
Always dig into my relationship issues. We're skipping this one.
No. I'm just saying that. Do we want to dig in now, or we want?
If you don't want to dig in, it's fine. If you, yeah.
No, let everyone go. Let everyone go around first, and then we can.
All right, cool. Yeah. Anyway, that was a good one.
I think for me, last year was pretty like stable. I think if I was going to describe my year in one word, it was going to be like stable. So that was like the first full year that I spent in Canada, right? Which was yes.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! You actually left last year.
Yeah, I left last year. Yeah, I left in 2023, right? So that was like my full first year. Yeah, time actually flies very fast, and I think that's like very true.
We spent over a year in Canada now.
Yeah, so like 1 year, 6 months or so. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. But so it was like stable, like just like I think that was like the word. Also, like got to do so many things, met so many people. because like I joined like some community, more like some groups that we do activities together, like summer activities, all those kind of things. Like we go to the beach, like play volleyball, because it's these guys are always complaining because every time I want to have a call is then I'm like, oh, I'm going to the beach. It's like, so that was fun because like meet people, like I really, I experienced the whole was the old seasons, like fall, winter, all those things. So like I did activities for all those times, which was like very nice. It was also the time that I went for that I traveled, like, so that it's more like started my traveling journey. I mean, it was towards the end of the year, which is like November, which was like I got my US visa, so I was able to like go to the States. And then I also got like a Japan visa, so I was able to like go to Japan, and that was very lovely because it's like for the first 25 years of my life, I did not leave Nigeria. Do you get, like, I didn't even get.
Why do you say that? I sense some sadness over there.
It's sad, but it is what it is, right? So, but it's not like it's not too late now, because now I get to travel now. So I get to do things that I've always wanted to do, because it's one thing to be like, oh, I want to do all these things, right? So here's the funny thing. After I went to Vegas, whenever I watch videos and they show Vegas, I'm like, yeah, I've been there. that feeling is a very, like, I think it was like when you start traveling to all the places, like if you go to Paris that I wanted to go to now, and then you see, like, you watch Emily in Paris, and then you see them like, oh, I was there last week.
You know, I totally get what you're saying, because when I was watching Industry again, and I see some places in London, I'm like, oh, I've been to that place in London.
Street,
I see those movies that they made in the UK. I'm like, oh, I know this building, I know this place, I know this place.
Harry Potter was one of those.
Yeah, Harry Potter would do that.
And the Potter was like, oh, I'm working in the 21st.
Yeah, like, it's like, I don't know, you feel like you belong, or you have a, like,
it's a good experience. It's like you've been to you've been to places that people are watching on TV, and it's more like, for me, like growing up, which is probably also for you guys, but like I know for me, I grew up watching mostly only Hollywood movies, like for the most part. Like after a while, I was just watching Hollywood movies. So it's like interesting to see all those things that you see on Hollywood, and you see all those like things, and you're like, oh, now I'm there. Like I watch Casinos now, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I was in Casino, I wasn't even freaked out, stuff like that. And then I watch some movies that they shoot in Japan, I was like, oh. And then it's also like I see some news, or we're talking about it, I'm like, oh, I was also in Tokyo. It's like, so I like, so that was like, that's good. I'm also probably one of the highlights of my life.
Before you go, you also then recognize how to spot the lies. Like when I came here, for example, like, there's way Hollywood like can paint some pictures where it feels like, oh, this is the reality. But then you get there and then you see like one very good example that I can't forget is how you see them like cops moving, and then they be like, 411, 911, whatever. Anyway, they call them, and then in the middle of the road, they like, and then they make this sharp turn. And then because you just know that, like this doesn't happen anymore. Like it can't happen like this. But anyway, I was just
that's true. It's like you said, you also like have your expectations, right? Because you know what is the lie and what is the truth. Because it's also, if you've not been to some places before, or if you've not experienced some things before, you have this elevated view of what things are or how things are, right? But going to all those places, I think, was actually very nice. I think it was also the time that I would like explain. It's like work was stable, right? Money was stable, right? So that was like very good to be able to like have like stable source of income. I think probably one of the things that I would have hoped would have worked better. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I was probably not thinking much about it, but in hindsight now, maybe I wish could have worked better was things like a relationship, right? Like maybe like that, but I wasn't, I think without I'm entering next year, or without I'm entering this year,
with Vim.
with more focus on like, oh, I'm looking for something long term. I think last year I wasn't really looking for anything. Do you get? The relationship was not on my radar at all. Do you get? So it's just like, I'm just this guy.
Where you are last year is where I am now. I'm just like trying to build and figure out shit in the new country.
So it's not like trying to figure out my stuff. Also make sure that I am stable, that if anything comes, I'm able to like withstand it. I think it's more just like making a life for myself. Do you get? Like making a life for myself, which includes like making sure that you understand the system, you understand what is going on around you. You've met people beyond relationship, because it's also like, if you're not very careful, like legit, if you're not very careful and you get sucked into a relationship while you're still trying to figure out like a place, your relationship can actually help you, especially if it's somebody that has been in that country for a long time, because they get to show you the ropes. But if you also get stuck with another immigrant like you guys are just like stuck in the same bubble, and you guys are, because you and your girlfriend are basically spending time together, and you don't get to experience anything like outside of that, right? So but if it's like with someone that say maybe was born here, also migrated like 5 or like more years, has spent more time here, they have a grasp of the system and they can help you navigate it, which is also like another benefit. Like if you're in a relationship with that kind of person, they help you navigate that system, right? But like, so that wasn't really on my system, but I guess that built to my readiness, more like my mind readiness now, about like looking into like a relationship for that. But yeah, I would say that was like that for next year. That was that for like last year anyway. So yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Really get what you're saying anyway. For me, 2024, stable was not even in the radar. Stable care. Stable what?
We're thinking about renewing your rent.
I started from that. Yeah.
Because I remember clearly
roller coaster.
I think it started from 2023 being the year where I resigned from my longest job ever at Carrywise. So resigning
more like
from
your first job outside of school.
My real job, my only job ever, to be honest. My introduction to tech, basically. So I resigned from Carrywise and then entered 2024. I was working in another company, but I also knew that, okay, I needed more money. I needed to move. So basically, I was not stable in 2024. Like I resigned from a job middle of the year. I got another job middle of the year. Resigned from that job at the end of the year. Like there was a lot of up and down, during the entire year. Stability was not it. I was more like in my aggressive Ozu era. Then I remember it was also the same year that I applied for UK Global Talent Visa, got the visa, left Nigeria.
Got rejected first, and then you
appealed, got accepted, left Nigeria, I moved to the UK to go and be doing interview in Oxford. Got rejected for that. And got a remote job and now living in the UK. So I feel like for me, it's not stability. It's like this struggle. It's like I was fighting. 2024 was so scary for me because it was also like, if I don't leave the country now, I don't know, like there's always this sense of urgency that comes with living in Nigeria. And for me, it was already getting to that point because Samuel had left 2 years before, you had left the year before. And I was also like, it was looking gloomy by the day. Because I tried to leave the country through academic pursuits. I couldn't do that. I got admission to Mosby University. I didn't get a full scholarship, so I couldn't do that. I also tried through some other routes that were just not working through. So it was like, if I don't get this UK Global Talent Visa, how do I leave Nigeria? So it was that point where it's like, if I don't leave now, I need to start focusing on settling in Lagos. So I was already looking for 2-bedroom apartments in Allen. I remember there was an apartment that I really loved. It's 2 million naira per year apartments that I couldn't get because I couldn't afford it. So eventually, I mean, thanks be to Ja, that's not the story anymore. I got the visa. I've left the country. And then it's also like, the moment I stopped, I moved, it now became a year like of building, sort of.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe now that, we're talking about travel, and I just realized that, like, in the first half of 2024 alone, I mean, when we talk about my travel plans, we don't even talk about the fact that I'm going to Munich in January.
Yeah. It was just like, get out. It was just like, get out first.
Because of the business trip. But also like, these things feel impossible. They felt impossible like a year ago. So the whole 2024, I feel like first half of it was really struggle. And the second half of it was like building. Like getting a new job, setting up here, recording videos on my YouTube channel, which I've already started doing, and then making plans for 2025. I think 2025 will probably be more building.
Yeah.
Or maybe first half of it to be building and the second half of settling, maybe stability like Israel already has now. But yeah, for me, this year was just struggle. But I had a good time, romantic wise, unlike you. So yeah, just putting that there.
But I mean, I think so. One thing that I was going to say is that it's the opportunities that open up immediately. You like leave the country, like you just moved here and you're like going to Paris and going to me. I was like, ow, like. Yeah. At the beginning of this year, nobody was talking Paris. Like nobody cares. It's just like get to us, even if it's like Russia or something. Get to us somewhere.
Yeah, we should probably talk about the why. So because I don't like when people do this on YouTube where they don't talk about the real how. Like they don't talk about the how. They just talk about how thank God. Yeah, so you get like what do you mean? Thank God, you gotta give me the visa. I mean the reason why I'm going to Paris and Amsterdam in 2025 is because the job I do is I work for a global company and we do business trips sometimes in Germany. One of my trip that is happening in January is actually a business trip. But then I have to apply for a Schengen visa for that. A Schengen visa lets you explore the whole of Europe, not just one country, for I think 90 days. So I immediately have the visa from January to April. And after going to Munich for the business meeting, I want to utilize maybe sometime in April to actually enjoy the rest of my visa before it expires. So that's why I'm going to Paris and Amsterdam. It still feels stereotypically.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. And also because I have friends there. I'm lucky to have friends who want to host me.
and I think it's also like because I was telling people that the problem, like if you were in Nigeria still working for the same company, you wouldn't be able to get this same visa as easily as you got it. Because I was telling someone like maybe like a couple of days ago that was our unbelievably liquid that was applying for Schengen visa multiple times. He posted about those things on Twitter and it's like, this is the CEO of a unicorn, but because his address is in Nigeria, he's known around the world, but because the address is Nigeria, they don't give him the visa. And you just because you change location, which is also like a call out to like some of these countries that not everybody is a criminal or something. Like we have like great people that are just trying to like give talks and just trying to go for business trips.
Yeah, the reason why it's easier, I think the reason why it's easier when you live in Nigeria to get these visas is because they are banking on the fact that the country that you currently reside in already checked you.
Yeah, so you've already been validated.
Yeah, so there are many countries that I can visit just because I have a UK visa. And those countries would not do this I mean, they would check me obviously, but not as thorough because UK has already done it. So they're not going to be going through the stress of checking me again. Because when I was applying for my Schengen visa, I had to put my postcode, obviously, my payment slip, all of those things, my council tax. By the time they say your council tax is trained Kent, it means that you've been responsible to a particular... Yeah, you're probably going to... So there's a lot that has already happened. I think the difficulty with Nigerians applying in Nigeria is that they have to be double, triple checked. And most of those countries probably don't want to do that. Or they don't have the infrastructure or they don't want to commit resources.
I think we don't have the infrastructure to be what's it called, to be legitimate in itself. Like for example, one wanted to do, every one of us has to do like police reports, for example. I don't know how you did it, but for me, we had to literally put ink on our fingers, like for that, right? Which shows like that I never had to do police report, but what do you guys mean? Oh no, you'll put the ink on yours and then they'll press your hand on like the paper. And
like a stamp.
Like a stamp, yes.
Yeah.
That was how it did.
I think maybe something else that I was going to say is that some of these countries engage in information sharing. I think that's the term that they use, which is like details about you that US has, Canada can have access to it, maybe through Interpol or whatever agencies that they do. Cause like, so when we're in Vegas or like went somewhere, maybe it was in Vegas or something like, or if you go to a club, basically, that thing that they use to scan you, that they scan your ID, they can actually know whether you have like whether you've been arrested before, whether you have like a criminal background. They can see that where like we were in Vegas, like they check my Canadian ID and they see that, oh, this guy has no criminal record. This guy is fine. And that's because they have access to a database where they can just like access everybody's information, which I think Nigeria doesn't engage in, or even if they engage in, maybe they just don't trust the info.
I think the question is that we don't have the database.
We don't have the database.
Like for example, now, if I'm arrested, let's say I'm arrested.
Yeah.
And in Nigeria, where would you put the information? What would you attach it to? Is it my NIN? Like what identity, what part of my identity would be attached to it?
Will be
such that somebody in another country can call for that database. There's maybe my NIN is probably what I can think about. And some people in Nigeria still don't have NIN till now.
I mean, I think that's why country require police report, because police report when you're immigrating is the one that is going to be like, oh, this person, because they don't have access to that database. They will like get a police report, and then the police report is going to be like, oh, this guy was a criminal before, or this guy was not a criminal before. That's actually why they ask for. Yeah, that's why they ask for police report. But it's also like you can pay to get that scrubbed. So, anyways,
you can pay to do anything in Nigeria.
You can pay to do anything anyway. But that's the point. Michael, you were saying something. I think it was you.
No, summarily, that was how last year was for me. I mean, we probably want to talk about the new year, or we're looking forward to and stuff. But do I go first? I
think you should go first, and then we go back.
We're ranting about next year to these guys on the call before and everything. But 2025. What do I want to do? Right? I think that's the question. I think I should probably just mention a few things, and then if there's a need to maybe go into details, we can do that. I think what is probably very predominant on my list that I know, and I know that I'm going to invest a lot of time and money into, is my YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. In 2025, I'm starting a YouTube channel where I talk to immigrants living in the UK for now and then Europe, basically just talking to them and listening to their experience and just basically chatting. It's not going to be a typical how did you Japa story, but something very, very typical to like immigrants specifically.
Yeah.
So I've already recorded my first guest in London. I have 2 guests I'm supposed to record in Birmingham in January. I have 1 person who is willing to be recorded in France. That would be when I go in April. And I'm still looking for guests in Amsterdam and other parts of France as well, so that when I go to those countries, I can record them. So I think that would be very like a major thing for me in 2025. The YouTube channel, which would then mean other things like maybe getting a camera, all of these things, and maybe breaking into influencer market, like basically all of this stuff. And then on the work part, I think I want to get to where you are in Israel, where I'm kind of stable in my workplace. I just resumed like a month ago, actually. Mm-hmm. Exactly a month ago today. Interesting. I resumed November 25. So I would potentially want to grow something in my work, like just be stable. I think that's the word for it. It's like be career-wise stable and also be financially stable as well. This UK, you need to have money and also be financially stable as well. And talking about something, another thing that is very major, I think this is the most, it might sound weird, but this is probably the biggest thing on my list, is that I need to have more social interactions in 2025. Like, it's very important for me to have more social interactions. And that could mean a lot of things. It could mean a relationship. It could mean more friendships. It could mean like a lot of things, really. And one of the ways I'm going to invest in that is getting mobile. So potentially getting a car so I could drive around a lot easier. Or maybe at the end of the year, moving from where I currently stay. But I would say for 2025 would be integrating into the society and having lots more social interactions, basically building the foundation of what will sustain me in the UK for the years to come, because this could potentially be where I would be for the next 10 years at the very least. Yeah. So building the infrastructure career-wise, building it financially, and then building it like social-wise, like friendships, relationships, all of those things. And then on the online world, breaking my YouTube channel and being very specific about it. And then I think I will be writing more in 2025. Maybe not publish anything, but like writing more and then going to writing events. I also want to like connect more with writers in the UK. Basically, people that are published, people that are not published, so that potentially if I want to maybe publish a novel or something in the coming years, I could have some help with that. So I think for me, it's a lot of laying a foundation. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know for you. But yeah, that's it for 2025. Over to you.
I mean,
I hope it does.
What did you say?
I said, does that make sense? I hope it does.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. It's like just you moved here like October or November.
August, last week in August. Yeah, so like 4-5 months.
Yeah, so it's like 4-5 months, which is it takes a while to settle down. It also takes a while to like build stuff. Because I think you also like me is that when you moved, you probably like by the time you got to the UK, you were like on your 0.8. I mean, I think you even had more savings than I did.
Because I know I was working. So
because you didn't have you number one is like you didn't have a job offer waiting for you. And you were also like, I mean, I was also working, like I had like some money saved up, but I just
I think because
just enough.
So for me, it was probably that how do I explain it? The only thing that I needed to save up was my flight money. Like you needed to move to the UK and get accommodation. I didn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was. I
didn't need to pay any rent. I didn't need to do any of those things. So the money, even if I had the money, which I did, it was like, okay, to use it to do what? Like I didn't need to also go to anywhere because there was no job to go to.
Yeah.
So there was no money to spend on transportation. There was no money to spend on accommodation and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's like getting that foundation, just getting settled, building yourself up, like and like some of the other things we've talked about, like especially like being financially solid such that you can take whatever. I think I told you before that there's a kind of money you would have in your bank accounts that you'd be like, I mean, you obviously there's still some bad things that's gonna shake, but like most things that can happen to you, you can say like, okay,
you can chest
I'm okay for now. You can still like chest it and build things from that.
You in Canada, like, I mean, on the average, what kind of money do you think that would be? Like, you have this in your, maybe not invest, like, I don't know if it's accumulated, inclusive of investments, but like you have this and you're good significantly.
Yeah, so I think for one part is that having emergency savings, like having, if you have at least about like 3-4 months of emergency savings, right? I think that's helpful, especially if you have a job. So if you currently have a job that is still paying you monthly and you currently have like 3-4 months emergency savings, you know that you're solid, right? Because salary is still going to come out. So you're not going to spend that money, right? Yeah. And if anything later happens to your job, you have time to like start figuring that out, right? Like you have like 3-4 months to start like to figure and get another job, right? So I think that's one thing. You need to have like that settled down. And then if you then have extra to like put into savings, like other kinds of savings, I think that even makes it better for you. But I think there's also, which was one of the things. So I've started talking about like my own plans and all. Like I want to record a video for my YouTube channel, which is like the beginning of the plan for next year, but I don't want to post it because it's like, I want to discuss like how I'm doing like financially, like what my current financial state is, right? Like more like how much I made last year, what my current savings is, and what my financial plans are for next year. So
why don't you want to post it?
I mean, I'm going to post it, but not immediately, not immediately anyways.
Okay, so like he wants to change his financial plan first, his status, then he will not post like.
But nobody will know if you.
I don't want village people to catch me. But anyway, that's
see, when you said that, my first thought was that did you forget village people? Have you quickly forgotten them?
So here's the funny thing. Yes, actually very.
You also have the
so
point number one is damage now.
Like, so here's the funny thing. I think one of the reasons why, I mean, I actually don't mind talking about my finances in public, but because I don't like necessarily care too much anyways. But I think one of the problem is the fact that I don't want unnecessary messages about like, oh, I need support for something. It's like, that is going to come, like, but I don't want that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, I get. It's like, so the problem is that it's like the moment you post about it, like I noticed the progression. At the moment I moved to the UK, I've gotten call for help, which I would not have gotten before if I
exactly.
And I think what you're doing now is that the moment you post about that video, it's not like people will not start saying, give me money. It's just that you will come to mind when they need something.
Yeah, you become a
when they need something.
Yeah, and so you have a lot more no's to say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and that's so it's like you have more no's to say.
Yeah.
Do you get? So and I think that's why I'm just because probably one of the major reasons why I want to record is because I was trying to remember what I was like, where I was at the beginning of 2024 in terms of my finances, like how much I had in savings and all those kind of things. And I can't particularly remember that, like, I can't particularly remember how much I had in savings and all those kind of things, right? So I wanted to record this more so that I can look back and be like, oh, this is how much I have, and how much I am, like how I am.
You can record it and leave it unlisted for us.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to do. Like, I'm going to record it, like even probably edit it, but put it unlisted, right? And send it to people that need to watch it, all these kind of things. Like,
I think I will do that. I will do that as well.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice to do.
Yeah, so it would be nice to just like talk about like what my finances is, like how I am doing, how I am
poor anyway, but
do you get? And then it's just to keep track, to be honest. Like I think it's even when it is poor that it's good to talk about it. No, it's not like you can look back. Mine is not poor, like, but like, which is why I wish I had talked about it. Which is why I think
you wish you talk about it before.
Yeah, which is why I think I spoke about it while I was like not in the best position, right? Do you get? But so now it's just like I want to, because one of my plans for this year is like double what I already have, like legit, like double it. Like I have 6 figures in savings and all, which is like a very crazy goal. And this guy is just yawning. Papa, close your mouth.
You need to cut me off when you're editing this part like mad. Like, bro.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! But this is gonna be a good shot.
Guys, like if you're watching this for any reason, it's 1 a.m. in this country.
Yeah.
It's 1 a.m.
Anyways, but yeah, so that's like one of the things, like, and which then brings me to like the YouTube part is that I want to try to do more for YouTube. It's not like the easiest thing that, I mean, I think we've spoken about. It's not the easiest thing to like record video. Like I come back from work, I have to go to the gym, and then I'm already tired. And if you're going to record something for YouTube, you need to portray some form of energy. Like I need to be alive so that people don't get bored by me just saying, so welcome to my YouTube
like
channel.
Mike.
You get like Mike now. The way Mike is like, you're like, you don't want that on your YouTube channel. So I'm probably going to call you again. So I think so that's, I'm going to try to do more. I also want to try to like, get like guests on the channel to like talk about their experiences and stuff like that. So
excited for you next year.
Yeah, excited. Also like make more money, I guess. Like start making more money from creating content. Also like post more on Instagram also. So that's like on the content side. Career-wise, it's probably just going to be stable for the most part, to be honest. Like, I'm still going to be working my job at Asana, hopefully get a promotion. To be honest, like, I'm up for that. So hopefully get that. But also, like, I think I probably alluded to that when I was talking about, like, last year or something. It's probably enter a long-term relationship, like,
the streets keep calling me to do more.
So I'm leaving the streets for the people that belong to the streets.
For Samuel, I don't belong.
For Samuel,
Why was that going to matter? Why do you have to call Samuel?
Samuel, do you belong to the street or not? Yes or no?
Samuel belongs to the street now. We are hoping that God is going to call him off the street. But yeah, I think that's like one of the other things that I'm trying to like get that. But I also want to do more activities, right? I also want to try to go out more. But the only thing is that that's going to affect how much I go to the gym, right? Which I don't mind too much, right? So, so I'm planning to do more activities, engage in more, like play more badminton and stuff. But one other thing that I'm trying to do more of is, or more like start again, is get a guitar again and start playing again. So I plan on doing that. I've been checking like some guitar to buy online. So I'm probably just going to buy one of those and start playing back. I gave away my guitar when I was moving. So I need to like get back into the groove and play more. That would be very nice. So I'm trying to like do that. But yeah, I think those are like the highlights of the things that I want to get planned. But apart from that, it's going to be like a pretty like stable year, all things being equal. Like also travel more. So I already have like a flight booked for Toronto for a Asha concert. So I'm going for a Asha concert in Toronto.
Nice.
Are you going alone or you're going with someone?
I'm going alone. It's just a weekend, right? So
It'll be good to go with someone, just saying.
But obviously it will be good to go with someone.
To introduce someone to Asha. Or to the Nigerian music.
Yeah, to the Nigerian way. Yeah.
What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you people?
Samuel, you think I'm joking? When I said it that I'm going to be invested in love and romance and relationship.
And romance next year. Yeah.
I'm not joking, no. That's what I'm going to be promoting throughout the entire year. Anything that looks like casual, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm going to promote commitment.
Promote commitment, love, long-term relationship. That's what we're promoting next year.
Chain on your neck, I'm drawing you into the relationship. I'm going to do it.
I mean, it's also going to be like if you enter a relationship and then I enter a relationship, Samuel too will be like pressured to enter one.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not going to be pressured. The only thing is I'm going to lose my brethren in the streets.
In the
and I'll have to think that before I say some things or share some reels or something like that.
Before you say it. It's just that the conversation will no longer be the same. So, for example, now
that's what I'm saying. Now
I'm popping up with something, and you're like, "Oh, this babe on Instagram is banging." I couldn't care less.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm
might
saying.
Just be banging. That's your problem.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have a problem with the fact that I cannot express the fact that I find
you're strictly
No. I just don't
care. You just won't get the same feedback.
Yeah, I will like, oh yeah, true, she's banging. I always show my babe that, babe, look at this guy, babe that
look at what Samuel is saying.
Oh my God.
I'll be like, look at what my friend is saying. Do you think, what do you think about what this boy is saying?
He didn't get
really needs to get, and I'll be saying with my babe, like, oh, he actually really needs a girlfriend, so, because all this.
Because there's no girl in the picture and you're already betraying me like this. Like,
I'm just telling you.
See, this is, you know, I don't even know what to say. If it's sure for you people, let me send you video or send you picture of woman and you ignore me.
When we ignore you, it's just not
the it just be like a like, and then I'll also show my babe. Yeah, it's just like, oh, yeah, okay. And babe, what do you think? It's probably babe that's gonna reply anyways.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, oh, fine, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, got it.
Got it. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Love emoji, fire emoji. But yeah, like, so apart from the fire emoji that we are sending to Samuel, I'm also like I applied for some talks, like some conference talks.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to apply more for those, hopefully. But I'm hoping that I get one of the talks that I applied to anyway. So, but yeah, that's like all the things that I have in my head in terms of like plans for 2025. Samuel, apart from you still being on the street, what other plans?
So this is the thing, right? I'm not actively looking, but I also know that there's a chance that I could be, you know, with someone.
Up.
Can you see? He's working already.
No. Wait.
See, like I said, pressure is a subtle thing.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm not.
The atmosphere of the room. Everybody adjusts. The atmosphere now is commitment.
Last year, I would have been in a relationship, right?
What happened?
Last year, and you don't ask me what happened. You saw it play out.
Which of
I
them?
could have been in a relationship. There were multiple options. Forget about it. But I could have been.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But my thing is, when I get there and I see it, like initially, like I'm not going out of my way to look for relationships. But when I find it, I could stay in it. Like I could stay there. Like I'm not exactly like a dog.
I think the way the world is going, when you want something, you go out of your way to find it. Like if you want a job,
so
I don't believe.
Do you also know the interesting thing? Do you also know the interesting thing is that when I started saying that I'm actually looking for something, it's actually when like something. I mean, I don't know if it's like you attract what you. This is when you say the universe. I'm sounding like
when you want something, the universe conspires to help you.
The universe conspires to help you.
What do you mean? I sound like all these Gen Zs? You are Gen Z.
No, that's
but you know what I mean.
A book that was written in 1953 or something. That's from The Alchemist. That's from The Alchemist.
Is it?
What I'm trying to tell you somewhere. This is what I'm trying to tell you is that it's a mind thing. When you're focused on getting a relationship, for example, when you see things like relationship comments, you're going to look at it a bit more than you would before. When you meet somebody, you would probably look at them from a relationship lens. That could this person potentially be? If you were not concerned about a relationship, you wouldn't care. It's like when you're, for example, let's say you're trying to move countries now from the UK. I'm trying to move to another country to live in. Anytime I look at a country's Instagram reel, it's not with the lens of travel or tourist anymore. It's with the lens of, can I even move to this country?
Can I even move here? Yeah.
It's like your mindset shifts when you decide that this is what you want to focus on right now. And that's probably what
I got this for the dramatic flair.
He has shifted his mindset. So now when he meets people or whatever, he's probably thinking along that line of, could this potentially be something? So that's what we need to get you to do. You need to shift your mindset.
You need to aspire to Maguire your mindset to get into that state of
to this.
Putting relationships aside, 2025.
Exactly. That's the word. Apart from your relationship, what else are you doing in 2025? Somewhere apart from your relationship.
There's no apart from relationships aside. I think that 2025 needs to be my year of stability. I haven't exactly had stability in a while. Like, it needs to. I think that if there's anything I'm chasing next year, is to be stable. I need some form of like, I'll take this out. Some form of like career stability. I mean, it's kind of started building in 2024, but obviously I need something much more concrete, much more stable in terms of all of these things. So I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to see if I can get something out of the way as soon as possible. I want to explore, hopefully, I want to explore more of my single life. Like, I want to travel to places, visit people. Like, so this is the thing. I am scared that I'm going to build experiences. And I'm saying this, and I do not want anyone to dig into anything. I'm saying this, I don't want any digging in. But I'm scared of building experiences outside of myself. Like, I want to be able to build experiences and be comfortable in myself and then bring someone into it to share in that. But I know that by myself, I can get these things done. I can do them. I don't need someone else to do it. In previous relationships, I've depended on the other person for me to be able to push out of my comfort zone, but I need to do it myself. So that's why I'm not really keen about relationship, because I don't think that I've gotten or experienced the kind of life the kind of things from life I want to experience without the relationship. So that's why I'm not really keen. Now, if it comes, fine, but I'm not actively looking for one. So I really need to, I want to like explore, I want to travel to more places, I want to visit more people, I want to do more random things. The activities I've never done before that I really just need to do, check it off my list. So there's that. Couple of other things that I want to do. I want to sing, I want to dance. And those are the two. I said that I want to sing more, I want to dance. I've been looking into like vocal trainer. I've been looking into that. I'm coming back for Israel because remember that we're coming for that bed, bro. We're coming for that bed. I did not forget. By the way,
I actually said Israel, it so that you can be motivated to do
Israel it. Israel said he sings better than me.
I'm not competing with you.
You said he sings better than me. That was
said it. At the end of the year, we're going to put both of you together. You're going to sing your favorite songs, and then the audience is going to judge. This will give us unnecessary.
No problem. I'm down for that. And I'm going to have a guitar also, so I'm going to add like some melody to my stuff. So
somewhere there's pressure now, by the way. Anyway, but
pressure is now melody. But that's gonna happen.
The pressure is on. Let's
Listen,
go there.
It's on. So I'm gonna do that. Get a vocal. So I'm trying to sing more. I'm thinking about sharing like my rough patches now, and like on Instagram, so I can track my progress. Basically, just sing and then track whatever. So it's that. So basically, just career. Have more hobbies, extracurricular activities that are not exactly like career based. Like there's that, and potentially, hopefully travel to a couple more cities this year. And like, I don't know, like there's also social media, like content creation. But I was talking to Michael about this a couple of days back about I have like big reservations about social media, but content creation rather. But yeah, so I think those are the things I'm really looking forward to this year. And I don't have so much plans because I've not exactly been successful making plans in previous years, but I'm just having expectations that I feel like with the barest minimum I can get things done. While I'm also trying to shoot for the stars, but I'm not going to be obsessed with having a picture perfect year. Take the year as it goes, be grateful for every moment, build as you can, go as fast as you can, as deep as you can, but appreciate every moment and find the positive in that. That's what I'm trying to do. So we'll see.
I mean, interestingly, I don't know if you have anything you want to say to that before I go, because interestingly, I like what you said about like having new hobbies. And I think that's probably something that we should do together. I mean, I would like to pick up. I feel like I have hobbies, so I don't think I'm part of the people that don't have hobbies. I really do, and I draw. I have actually done my sketch pad recently.
No,
we do draw.
Yeah, I have and I think I'm really getting better. I don't know where my sketch pad is. This is actually how the enemies work, because now it looks like I'm blind.
Send a picture to us. But send a picture to us
so you guys can see. But I've been drawing a lot more, and it's so lovely to just do something that has no economic impact or anything. So I'm serious.
Impact.
So I think it's good. But I think I would like to pick up something. I mean, because I'm thinking about now that all the things I want to do next year, they are not something new that I've never done before. I mean, YouTube is new, but I've been recording videos. Let's be frank. Like writing, I've been writing. Like I think Israel, for example, maybe picking up guitar could count. I mean, you've done it before, but not really.
Done it before, no.
But I'm guessing now you want to be more intentional. You probably want to go to a class or maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
I'm looking at it. I mean, Samuel, what hobbies do you want to do? Maybe something we could do together. Or should we just maybe each individual, like, we can even talk about our hobbies and then maybe report when we're recording podcasts on a weekly basis. So, maybe I could learn French.
I was going to say that I actually do want to I want to get better at French, but I don't want to commit to that because so the person that I'm currently talking to, she speaks French very fluently. So if that works out, I might end up, because I think the thing about learning a new language is that you need someone to speak it to or to practice with, right?
Yes.
But you don't have Israel now. Like I can be that person for you. Like
I'll pass.
I don't
pass on your behalf.
I don't think so.
So me that I don't have the person I'm talking to now. What should happen to my friend?
So the thing is, I need someone that already knows the French, not you that you are up and coming. I don't need up and coming artists. I need someone that already speaks. I need someone that already speaks. That she even started speaking French to me. Like sometimes I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
Let's do Bonjour le Marzi together. I would like to bonjour you.
What's Bonjour le Marzi? Jesus Christ. Yeah, just disgracing.
Let me tell you this now.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Faith is also learning French, and he's even better than I am.
Oh no! So Emmanuel Faith is learning French, but I think learning the language on Duolingo doesn't work too much.
It works, but you never know if you really know it.
And it's also like you really are not conversational with, like, the French that I know now, which is like I can read French, but I can't speak. Number one. But I can't speak very well. I can speak a little bit, but not very well. Hearing, you have to like talk very slowly for me to be able to like do a summary. Like I won't hear everything, but I can do a summary.
I can get the idea of
what you're saying. You know, that kind of thing. But if you also start talking fast, like, je pense que...
Yeah, je pense
I'm speaking correct French anyways, but you are even speaking rubbish anyway. I was just saying, I think that je pense que tu es malade. To a malade, which is like you are sick or something. I think you are sick.
This is what I was always sick. This helps me 100% with languages, music. You listen to music, you don't need to know what everyone is saying, but you can. But like,
Samuel, we're trying to be able to use the language.
We are trying to be able to use the language.
Music helped you.
Because it's also like you need to watch movies.
I need to watch movies. Singing Igbo song. Does that mean I know? I told you that my Mofisiti song was Highway. which is an Igbo song about prostitution. You think I knew?
But it's also like you're not actively. It's also like you're not actively learning Igbo, right? It's like if you're learning French, you know some words. But like I think like watching movies and doing all those things. But I want to get better at French next year.
You have a human being to speak the French with. I think you're in a better position.
Potentially.
Better make this work.
There are too many advantages. Make this work.
I don't know. Maybe not French. Maybe for me, not French, obviously, because you're doing something like that. I'm still gonna learn it, but I don't know. Maybe not on your level. Let me look for another hobby. Samuel, what hobby do you want to pick? Let's see if you can pick something together.
So I actually want to do more of like outdoor activities. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm very much indoorsy. Like I would stay in my house as much as I can.
I have recommendations, by the way.
Things like that. I don't want your recommendation. They're expensive. So
no, they are not expensive.
I
don't think they're expensive. I don't think they're expensive. Number one is like swimming.
It's expensive. My life is at stake here.
You're not swim somewhere.
No.
That's why you learn it. That's learning. That's what
I have to pay for it though.
And I have to buy work. I don't. So here's the thing.
It's not just that thing of that. So you cannot afford that thing. You're like, Israel is class.
No. So here's the thing. What I just remembered is that the state is like very, very capitalistic, right? And there are not a lot of things that they try to subsidize for you. Else that is even supposed to be subsidized, it's not subsidized. So we have things here called like rec centers, right? Like they're like it's like recreation centers, and they have everything. They have like indoor sports, badminton, they have volleyball pitch outside. Every sport, they have like judo, they have swimming, they have everything. And you pay like very, very small amount to learn some of these things, right?
Like
I even bought a pass. Like I bought a pass. I don't remember prices after I've bought it, but I bought a pass for like 1 year. That's probably like $80 or something less than that.
For 1 year.
And it gives me pass like maybe like 12 passes to do whatever sports that I want to do. Do you get I just need to get in and I can do anything. So when you get in, you get like a wristband and you can go anywhere. You can go swim after swimming. You go to the gym. Like they even have gym there. So everything's like pretty subsidized, right? Which was what I was thinking you guys had, but I was like, I think
we have some of those, but like we have some of those. Side comments. Ask me any amount I paid on anything I bought in the last 3 years. I will remember. I just want to put that out there. That the reason why you don't remember is because you have the money.
Not necessarily. Even when I didn't have the money, I don't generally remember prices of things when I buy things. It's just gone.
Go ahead, please.
That's the only time I know how to calculate. But I remember numbers. Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing sports. I don't think I can do any of those like active, like contact sports. I don't want to do contact sports. I definitely do not. So probably swimming. And funny thing is I did look into swimming. Yeah. So I probably might, but I'm also thinking like tennis or
I was going to recommend that.
There is that. But no promises. Oh, and then golf, but no promises on that one.
Golf. Yeah. What you that you already complaining?
There's stop golf.
Okay.
There's like
someone likes things that are like, and this might sound like I'm povertizing myself permanently, but he likes the rich people things. I don't know if you notice it, right? So he says things like, "Oh, I just checked how much it is to book a private jet," and I'm like, but why? Like,
it's like you have not gotten there yet. It's like when you get there, when you get there, it's just going to happen. Yeah.
Like, why is it exciting you so much to be in a private jet? Like, I don't get it. Maybe it's, I mean, our lifestyles are different, obviously. But now, for example, why you want to do golf when you know you can't? You just want to do one type of golf.
Wait. Let me explain how I think about it.
Yeah.
By myself, right? I don't have it's hard for me to find pictures into what I want, right? Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to like paint. I'm not a very imaginative person of, I would get there. No, I'm not. So what I do is I intentionally put those images in my head. Mm-hmm. I go in there and figure out what it is. And so when I start making those mental maps in my head starts making like weird like connections to how I could potentially get there. So it's like, for example, before I moved out, I spent months I didn't have the money anywhere. I spent months looking for houses and what it should look like. And so when I had the opportunity to move out, I knew that, okay, this was a good opportunity. Like, this was cheap. This was very affordable. Like, this was good, right? Because I had surrounded myself with that. Now, when I go look into like maybe like games and stuff, what I'm thinking, for example, I'm thinking about golf. I'm not thinking about the fact that it's expensive to get there. I'm thinking about the fact that at some point, I'm going to need to make connections with people, and where you would have to make those connections is in that kind of sport.
Golf, yeah.
Right. So what I'm thinking, like, if they invite you and say, oh, come play golf with us. Oh my God, with my guys. And then you go there and you can't even like eat the ball because you keep eating. Like, that's what I'm thinking about when I think about those pictures. So I'm not expecting to be like professional, but I don't want to be lost in those situations or those conversations. So I pull myself in.
You're always aiming for, why are you not aiming to not be lost? Why are you not aiming to not be lost in, I don't know, badminton? Why?
You look at it, you have to say, I don't know, before you even say the badminton.
Yeah, because I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, obviously. I'm just pointing out a pattern.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern I taught myself to have. Like, I intentionally picked those patterns. Like,
I think okay, obviously. I mean, I think it's fine. It's just because of my I think my own laid back-ish like approach to these things. It amazes me how you are excited about them. Like, I couldn't care less.
If you check, that's how I found myself in any other like financial situation I've been. Like, my first advent into Bitcoin or thinking about Bitcoin was by that. Like, I intentionally was looking into what rich people were investing their money into and stuff like that, and like stocks and stuff, and then stumbled into Bitcoin. So like, I know that like Israel I have a picture. You start working out, start moving in that direction, and put everything you can to get there, right? So he can have a picture in end. Like, I have to remind myself of multiple pictures for me to keep pushing, because I will give up easily.
Get yourself close to what you want
as much as I can. Even if I don't do the whole vision board thing, but I have to like just have those random facts sitting in my head, because I need to remind myself that, okay, Sam, you're where you are right now, but you need to get out of here at some point. So what is the next thing that you could potentially be looking into? So
that's okay. Israel, do you want to? When are you?
But private jet is cheap though. It's like what, $4,000, $5,000.
Oh, let's not dig into that.
What did you just say?
I said let's not dig into that,
bro. Because look at that now. 4,000, 5,000 is cheap, but Israel is telling you to pay $80 for that recreational stuff.
Do you get? You're already doing like which is what my own problem is, anyways. Because it's like
no. See, it's coming to like value, right? It's coming to like what you value and what you value. See, there are people that if I were to be in a situation with, right? If I go to swim in a place like this, rec halls or whatever, right? Of course you meet people, you get connections and stuff. But then if you go to a place like, say you fly in a private jet and you had the guy, there's a chance that the person you are sitting in the car, in the jet with or something.
Flying a private jet, by the way. It's private jet.
No, you can fly with people. But anyway, but I get where you're coming from. But I'm just saying, like, wait. There are places that could be, there are places that could then lead up to that. Like, you could be in the lounge of that particular place, you meet someone, you talk to the person. Like, those are like things that you don't exactly plan for, but you just find yourself in those situations. And the last thing I want to do is to be uncomfortable when I'm in positions like that. Because, like, look at Israel's story now. You traveled, right? You stopped at a lounge. You didn't know that the food was free. Like,
I don't. But you know what I think. But you know what I think about that. What I think about that is that you grow into things and you get there when you get there, and you figure things out. Do you get? It's like if you become a millionaire or whatever now, like you become a multi-millionaire, you just need to make a mistake once. I made the lunch mistake once. I wouldn't make it again because now I've gotten to that stage. But imagine that I was like, while I was still in like Ogbomoso or something, I was trying to say, oh, let me start browsing lounges. I've not even gotten on a plane. I'm browsing lounge. Do you get? I'm like, when you get to some place, you do it. Like, you just get into it. Like, I didn't, you just,
so I feel like what you're saying. You're like, let's get there and then move there. But like, for example,
it's not like let's get there, move there. It's just like the natural progression of things is that when you get there, you have to do those things, right?
No, like, that's the mistake you're making, that you have to. There's no you have to with these kind of things. There's really no you have to.
Let me give you an example.
Wait, 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
You've seen this situation we're painting right now, right? If you wanted to if I have spent some time.
Yeah.
So basically what I believe is if you have to make a decision and gather your information at the time you need to make that decision, there's a chance that you might not be making a very, really good decision, right?
Accurate.
So before I, for example, got my car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I got my car, I was already looking into cars and what could potentially be my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to buy gadgets, at least now I don't know if we do that anymore, but then if you want to buy gadgets, we'll do research way leading up to that moment. So I feel like at the point, if you're making a research at the time you need it,
I think
those are two different things.
That's what I was going to say. Gathering information is different from playing golf.
Let me paint the difference.
Gathering information is also what I'm trying to do though.
No, but you want to start playing golf. Playing golf is different from searching about how to play golf.
And I explained where I said there is Top Golf. Do you know what Top Golf is?
What's Top Golf?
It's like an arcade, but for golf. Like it's like an arcade.
I know what that is. I know what that is.
That's what I'm saying. Like I want to do. Like I wasn't thinking about grand sitting.
It's not real golf. It's not real golf.
No, it's not. But at least you can understand some
get the swings
part of it, which then leads me back to what I said about at least when I then get to those situations, I'm not lost. Like
gotcha.
You're making it sound like I'm like punching above my weight and I'm going to no, I'm not putting myself in spaces where I'm doing that.
No, but I'm to punch above your weight.
I get there, I know at least how to act.
I see, gotcha. That makes sense though.
Yeah. Oh, is this Top Golf?
It's also like
this can't be Top Golf. This Martin.
They're like simulations. I know those things. I've also done it before. They're like simulations they're like simulations where you like eat against it's like a screen.
Okay. I see the
and
picture
then,
now.
Yeah. So I've been to one of those, actually like multiple. One of those.
I think it's fair to be honest. I mean,
I've never been to any of these, which is why I want to do it.
I think is that what other thing I think we've probably.
So you guys should recommend the hobby for me to do. Obviously, someone wants to pick up golf and swimming.
I think you should pick up like badminton or
do something that I don't know. I was going to say play games. Start playing games.
Badminton, bro, Israel.
Why don't you want to play badminton?
I don't know.
What do you do with badminton?
You said recommend. What's your problem? You said recommend now. Is it your recommend? Recommend. Where are you recommend?
I just recommended playing games.
What kind of games?
Like I don't know, like digital games or something. Like play online games or something like
PES, FIFA.
Well,
I want to play FIFA.
I don't know these.
They are hobbies though.
Hobbies that you will meet people. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think
no.
It's not just meet people. It's like I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm being too serious about it.
Hobbies are being true. No, it doesn't have to be like crazy.
Like I'm so sorry. I'm checking badminton.
That's the point about hobbies. They don't necessarily.
So what kind of hobbies are you looking for?
I don't know.
Obviously not PS5.
You are just so lost. You've been so engulfed in capitalism, circling back that you don't even know what to do with your life.
I mean, you could start cycling too.
So this is it.
Yeah, I thought we were going to pick cycle up, like which summer thing. Anyways,
I'm focused on buying a car now.
Listen.
Yeah, so
I mean, cycling doesn't. You can still cycle with it.
If I'm in London, for example, there are all these bike services that you take. Yeah. There's none of that here, obviously. So you're just deceiving yourself with this island. You're trying to do that. What can I do? I don't know. Well, I don't know. These ideas that you guys are giving me very well.
I feel like you're not ready.
People that want to recommend hobbies.
Recommend hobby for this.
I was not thinking this deep. Cycling.
It's also like what kind of hobbies are you looking for?
So I don't know, right? To be honest, I mean, I was going to hobby French with you, but you've already found a woman to do it with.
I even mean like, do you want like physical hobby, like physically demanding hobbies, or
if it's going to be a physical hobby? It will probably be something that I will start maybe H2 or something, because that's when I get a car. We can't be doing anything physical.
Yeah.
I mean, we are basically immobile. So let's find something that is obviously that
some
we can
form of sports. To be honest, some form of sports. I think you should just find some form of sport because you get to meet people, you get to like exercise also.
Yeah.
I think that's usually why, and that's why I always recommend like that's why I've been recommending badminton, because it's like badminton doesn't take, you don't need to like, you just need to be eating ball, right? Just like
and it's a group sport, so you can't play it alone.
And it's a group sport, and you can't play it alone. Do you get? Which is why I recommend it. And it's also
there's a place where there's a game center, like on the mainland, where they play badminton, they play all of these things and everything.
You could just go and check it out.
Yeah, but it's a 20 minutes drive away and it's a 1 hour walk.
So you obviously need a car.
Yeah, the car thing is the thing. So I think we should probably get maybe an online hobby pending the time that we are mobile. Because right now we're stagnant. That's the word. But so maybe FIFA.
I mean, we can start playing COD again, to be honest.
Actually, I've missed that. Me and Israel used to bond on that.
We used to bond on COD.
Just
just people.
It's actually very, very calming to kill people.
I think we bond reasonably as a group. I don't know if we
really good bonding moment.
So we bond on COD because COD has like this community. What's the
voice
thing?
Chat.
This
like
voice chatting. You're like, oh, go to that side. We need to like get like knock
this guy. Are we all playing together against something?
Yeah, exactly. So we are playing together against another group of people, and we're like, come save me.
Also, like, if I come, I'm going to join your group.
We are joining our team. Yeah, exactly. And we're trying like.
Then I'm down for that.
So download COD right now before you sleep. As we are immediately after the call, download COD and then let's see what we can do.
Let's even see where. So let me just even see what that looks like. Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, it's like a large one, but you're not working with data now, so you're fine.
Yeah. How big is the file? I think is it paid?
You don't need to ask about how big the file is. You don't. That should not be your worry again. You have been taken out of darkness into His wonderful light. Don't be asking how.
So the UK is wonderful light.
At least it's a better light.
Okay, SO1. I'm saying it now. Hold on a second. There's a lot to see here, guys. Can I share my
Don't worry, I will send you what to download. Don't worry. After the call, you will download the right thing and then we'll start playing. We need to play a game tomorrow. Let's initiate you tomorrow.
I need all those.
Oh, you don't need a party. COD mobile. It's COD. So it's on your phone. It's on your phone, yes.
Oh, so you guys play on your phone?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I have space on my phone. That one is fine.
Exactly, yeah. On your phone,
I've never played. I don't play video games. So this is going to be my.
That's why it's a new hobby.
You will play it.
Wow. Okay, I'm down. I'm down for that. I'm down.
Okay, now. Yeah. An interesting thing about COD is that you can we can all our calls that we can still be calling while still playing COD. We are chatting, but we are still like playing COD. Do you get it? Like we're having fun while still like chatting. Do you get? Yeah.
My 2025 hobby will be playing. That doesn't sound productive.
And capitalism has spoiled your life.
We should know it's productive.
Hobby doesn't have to be productive. How is badminton productive? How is golfing productive?
But you said yourself now, you are meeting people, you are even exercising.
You are meeting people. Forget.
You are interacting socially. That's what COD is doing for you.
Let's be. I'm down.
Capitalism.
Let me put that on my iPad. I'm actually down for COD.
Use your phone.
I'm down.
So after this call, we can play one game before you even sleep.
That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Anyway, so we are ending on a good note.
I'll go and
my ear feels made.
Can we meet girls on this?
Yeah, you can meet girls. We can meet girls.
Never met someone.
Meet girls.
I need your testimony.
We will meet girls. We will meet girls.
It's exciting for me.
Yeah.
Can you see? This is what I need in my life. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for this episode.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching this show. I think you also should drop what your plans are, like how last year was for you, what your plans are for next year, what hobby you're picking up. What do you think about that hobbies?
From you. This year
recommend hobbies.
I can change.
Recommend hobbies, as this guy might not stick to COD because I don't trust him.
I don't trust him.
I recommend hobbies. Because already saying productive.
I will shame you.
It doesn't seem like it's serious. Anyways, so thank you very much, guys, for sticking to the end of the show. And see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Yeah, bye everyone.